more than just a song from the animated movie Frozen.
That's right. Our next guest says it's something we can all do to improve our daily lives. Welcome, Dr. Judith Orloff. Welcome.
Thank you.
So your book talks a lot about surrendering.
Yes.
And you don't have to surrender and everything. It's not like just giving up on yourself or something.
Oh, no. No, surrender, I'm totally redefining it. Surrender is about letting go. It's about not clenching, not pushing, not over-controlling.
Controlling everything, right?
Not like that death grip and controlling, and learning how to let go with life. It doesn't mean defeat. It doesn't mean failure. It means excitement and pleasure and exuberance, but going towards the right thing, not the wrong thing.
Do you think that folks believe they have a level of control in their lives that they don't actually have?
They do. As a psychiatrist, I believe that we can manifest our dreams, we can make things happen, but we also have to learn how to let them go, and when to let go, and when to stop pushing, and when to just center ourselves and wait and listen to our intuition, the still small voice inside, rather than pushing too hard. You can sabotage yourself by pushing.
Yeah, no, you used an example I read somewhere, I think in Good Housekeeping you did an article, and you talked about how, if you realize when you're in a fight, and you can't let go of whatever it is your point is, it's maddening, right? But if you let go, usually the other person comes to you.
Absolutely. Like if you're in an argument with your spouse, and just letting them be right once is so positive. Letting go of the need to be right all the time. If you want a successful marriage, that's a key to it.
I've said
it feels good.
I've always said that I'd rather be happy than right.
No, and
Which
it
I know
also
sounds
feels
silly,
good.
but it feels good. I agree, yeah.
It really does.
It feels good, but also letting go of toxic relationships and energy vampires, the people who suck you dry. I mean, that's so essential as part of the ecstasy of surrender, is identifying these people and letting them go so they don't have a toxic effect on your energy.
It's what I love. In her book, she has detailed descriptions of people like the angry person and the gossipy person and how to deal with them, which I think is so important. People don't know how to deal with them. How do you have conversations with these people, right?
Right, and how do you stop them from sapping your energy, and how do you surrender the negative people in your life and then attract the positive ones? Like with a chronic talker, how do you deal with a chronic talker or a drama queen? I mean, a key to that is never ask a drama queen how they're doing.
Because you know what the answer is going to be.
What do you ask
You don't want to know. You don't.
You don't.
You don't ask them anything. You just say, thank you. I'm so sorry you're going through this. And use the I'm not interested body language, which goes like this rather than looking intensively into their eyes. But very kind and firm. You're not angry. You're not snippy. But you're just setting clear limits and boundaries and knowing that no is a complete sentence. That's a rule of surrender. It's just knowing that no is good enough and not to explain yourself, over-explain.
So
oh my God, if I could, my sister does that. Go ahead.
You talk about 12 different key areas in our lives where we can surrender. One of them is money. Money causes people a lot of stress. They hold on really tight. How do we surrender when it comes to money?
Well, the key is to surrender worry. Because so many of my patients, in these times of financial stress, they are so worried, so fearful. And the key is to stay in the moment and not tell yourself negative stories about that, and try and surrender those negative stories. As if you keep telling yourself all the negative stories, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Rather, you want to say, all right, I'm in this moment. What can I do that's solution-oriented in this moment to make my life better? And even if it's a tiny baby step, celebrate that. And that positive energy builds on itself.
What do you mean about negative stories? What do people do? Like an example.
I'll never get another job. I'm going to lose all my money. I'm going to be destitute. I'm going to end up on the streets. What's going to happen to my family? Yada, yada, yada. And it goes around and around and it spins. And you don't want that. Part of surrender is trying to let go of those negative stories and focusing on gratitude, on anything that you have to be grateful for, and steps you can take in a positive direction about money. And then that builds the positive energy, but the negative tapes can really be a downer, and they can stop you from succeeding. And we all have them.
Yeah, we do.
So you don't beat yourself up over them, but part of the ecstasy of surrender, and do you know how good it is to let go of those negative tapes, how good it feels?
Yes.
To try and let go of that so you can be 100% in the moment with the people you love. Love is the priority, surrendering to love. And no matter what's happening, I know all the stresses of life, but when people are ill or when people, are under a lot of stress, the priority is love. Love your family. Spend time with them. Don't overwork. just enjoy yourself with what you've been
Don't get caught up in the little things, right?
Yeah.
You also talk about sex, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. What do you have to say about sex and surrender?
Well, you can't really have an orgasm without surrendering.
Right?
You must let go fully.
I just love talking about sex.
You love how you're
No, I mean, go ahead.
Well, there's a chapter on surrendering to your sexual power. All right, but that means letting go to pleasure, letting go to love, not staying in your head. I heard a terrible survey where a certain percentage of people said that they actually tweeted during sex recently. They actually texted.
No.
It was horrible, horrible. That's the opposite of surrender. You don't want to do that. You want to be 100% with your partner, but you want to allow pleasure in. And even if you have a hard day at work or long hours, you can have sensual interplay with your spouse or your partner, just touching, just looking into each other's eyes, just allowing yourself to feel the pleasure and igniting the love between you, even for a minute or two. A nice touch is sometimes, just
goes a long way.
It goes a long way rather than staying in your head or coming home from work and worrying and being stressed out. Just give your spouse a hug. Tell him or her you love her. Surrender to the beauty of the relationship, and get into it. Really value that priority. Family, relationships, love. That's what you want to surrender to.
Well, thank you so much.
Stuff.
I love
so much
the book.
more in the book.
There's so much more in the book.
Thank you.
I mean, we can't even cover it all, but thank you. Pick up a copy of her book, The Ecstasy of Surrender. And for more tips, you can go to her website, drjudithorloff.com.